Paige, and today's video is going to be a full face of Jaclyn Cosmetics products. I recently mentioned that I wanted to film this video. I just filmed a Jaclyn Hill collection video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I will link it down below in the description box along with all of the products that I'm going to be using today if they're still available. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dive in. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I feel like my intro rhythm was a little bit off there, but it's fine. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to mention my hair is a little bit more on the beachy, wavy type side of things today. I don't know, just a little bit more natural, a little bit more beachy, I feel like is the best way to describe it. So we're just gonna, you know, move past that. And also my skin, as you can tell, we're having some hormonal acne at the moment. My skin is also pretty oily, so yeah, we're gonna go in with some face oil because that makes sense, right? Just kidding, but I am going to be using this. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. I'm going to go in with the tiniest little bit of this. You can already see the shine that my face has, so why not add more? But in all seriousness, this is a full face of Jaclyn Cosmetics products, so I'm going to use as many Jaclyn Cosmetics products as I can. We're going for a glowy, summery, cream base product type look today, so yeah, let me actually get some primer in the dropper. That would help. So I'm literally going to use like 2 drops. 2 itty bitty drops. I do like going in with these like oil prepping products. I feel like sometimes they are super beneficial for my skin, and depending on the type of look that we're going for, they are either going to make or break the look. So today we're going more like cream blush and bronzer, whereas most of the time I'm going for more of a matte or natural finish look, but we're going dewy today because I just feel like switching it up, so why not? This has a light rose scent to it, which does not bother me. I think it smells just fine. But yeah, I don't use this every single day, but it is a really nice product. Next, I'm going in with the under eye primer. This is something that I always forget to use, but I specifically laid out my products in order of use so that I would not forget to use this. So this is the hydrating under eye primer. So I'm going to go in with some of this on my under eye. I'm just going to use like a teeny tiny bit. And it has, oh, that is not a teeny tiny bit, but it's fine. We'll just kind of share the moisturizer. But without squeezing any more product, I'm just going to kind of massage this on my under eye area with the metal applicator just to kind of cool and like depuff and relax the under eye area. It feels really, really nice. Obviously this is not going to completely blend the product in, but it's gonna feel good, and it's about the experience, right? So I'm just gonna blend this in, and I have debated with myself on what to use for my foundation product, because I do have the Jaclyn Cosmetics Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. So this is a blurring tint. It's not a foundation, it's not a tinted moisturizer, it's not a CC cream. It's very, very, very sheer, and as you can see, I have some stuff that I want to cover, and I feel like I want a little bit more coverage than this offers. Also, of the 3 shades that I have, they are all too light for me. The closest one that I have, I think, is Fair. Is that right? Or Fair Light? Fair or Fair Light? I think Fair. No, Fair Light. Fair Light would be the darkest, right? I'm confusing myself. But let me just show you how light this is compared to my skin. So I don't think that this is gonna work today. I really wanted to use this today, but I just need to buy a new shade. I've been outside a lot recently, walking poncho, and just kind of, you know, it's summertime, and I need a new shade. So I am gonna buy a new shade of this, and I will use it in a video soon. But since I'm not using that, I'm already like breaking the whole full face of Jaclyn Cosmetics products, and we're gonna go in with the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I use this all the time. It's a medium buildable coverage foundation, natural finish. I feel like this is just gonna be a good base for us because I can't use this. It's just too light for me. Even if it was my shade, I'd be down to use this and like have some redness and, you know, whatever show through, but since I don't even have the right shade, I feel like that's just setting myself up for failure. So we're gonna go in with the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. As you can tell, I love this. I've been scraping out the bottle with the little pump, but it's like there's hardly anything left in here. So I bought a new bottle of it, a backup, so I'm probably gonna have to move to that. Oh, yep, I just broke the pump off, so well, there's something going into my empties. Love this stuff. I actually have my new bottle right here. I'm going in with the shade 17.5. I feel like I could use, I have 20 neutral. This is 17.5 neutral. I think I have 20 neutral, but I don't know where it is. So we're just gonna go with this one and have a good time with it. I'm taking my blinged brushes and Paige Koren sponge. This is the flat side sponge, so I'm going to take that to blend the foundation out. It's looking very light, but it's fine. It's gonna work, I promise. It's gonna look good. So here's what that foundation looks like. It's a little bit light, but once we put bronzer on, it's gonna look fine. Next, I'm going in with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Perfecting Concealer. This is in Fair Light Yellow. This is the darkest shade that I have. I definitely need to pick up another shade of this, just something a little bit deeper because it's super bright, as you can tell. I'm just gonna use a teeny tiny bit, and for me, this concealer dries down so fast, so I have to like go really quick when blending. Like, I probably should have done like one eye at a time. I don't know why it's like that. I think it's just a drier formula, which you don't need to set this concealer with powder, and that's something that Jaclyn mentioned herself. She was like, this is the only concealer that I don't have to set with powder, and I think it's because it is a quicker drying formula and just a drier formula in general. So keep that in mind when you're blending or applying the concealer, because it does get a little bit tough to blend when you let it sit on your skin for too long. For my under eye area, I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill Brightening and Setting Palette, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Almond. And I'm going to find a brush. What brush do I want to use? Let's use the JH19. I'm just going to tap into that product and then set my under eye. I said you don't have to set this on your under eye area, but I just prefer to. That's just like my routine. I don't know. I feel like it just guarantees that everything's gonna be super set and secure. Also, this powder is so blurring. It's like magical. Again, I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but this powder just smooths and blurs so well, especially on the under eye area. I use this exclusively on my under eye area because the powder is just so fine, and it does have not necessarily a white cast, but it does have some pigment to it, so you're gonna get a very brightening effect, which is why I kind of stick to my under eye area when I use this. So just something to keep in mind, but this thing is incredible. I love this palette in particular. This is my favorite one. The shades are Lilac, Coconut, Honey, and Almond. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of this setting powder. This is from the Luxe Legacy collection. This is the Jaclyn and Robin Powder Move Loose Setting Powder in the shade Sheer Fair. And I'm going to just take a little bit of this on a big powder brush and kind of, oh my god, I just hit myself in the face. Dust that over, and then I just threw my brush. Dust that over the rest of my face just to kind of get a nice layer of powder going. Next, for bronzer, I would typically go in with this right here. This is the Blush and Bronzer Duo in Pink Me Up and Oh Honey. This is my favorite shade of this product. I love it so much. I have used it a ton. This bronzer shade is phenomenal. The blush shade is phenomenal, but I use this all the time, so I figured we would do something a little bit different. Although I do highly recommend this product. Like, you should totally buy this if you have a similar skin tone to me. This is the best shade, but there are plenty of shades to pick from. So instead of using that, we're gonna go in with the cream bronzer. I have two shades here. I have Nakey and Beachy. I'm not sure which one I want to use. Let's see, which one is lighter? I guess I'll probably use Nakey. This one right here. I think this one might be the lightest shade. So let's go ahead and tap into this. I'm going to put it directly onto my brush. This is a JH17, and I'm just going to directly tap into the product and then kind of start building it onto my face. I'm using a light swiping motion, kind of in this hollow of my cheekbone up onto my cheekbone area, and then I'm going to take it and kind of go over the perimeter of my face as well. This is gonna take me a minute just to kind of place it and blend, but as you can see, it doesn't really require much blending. It just applies super nicely, and it's definitely a buildable product, and I really like using this brush. I recently started using this brush with this, and I really like it. Next, for blush, we are going in with these cream to powder blush sticks. There are 4 shades. These are from the Bougie Rouge collection. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them. I always use the same shade, and it's the peachy one. It's called Swoon. I haven't swatched it yet. This one right here, Swoon. I always use that shade, but I kind of want to go more pink today. So this first shade I swatched was Royal Flush. That might be a little bit much for me. That might be a little bit too vibrant. Then we have this shade here, which is kind of mauve-y. This is Overruled. And then the last one we have is Empress, which is the hot pink. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking I want to go hot pink. So for this, I'm going to do this differently. I think I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, like so, right here. And then I will take my brush, tap into this, and then apply to my cheeks and see where that takes us. I'm going to use that same brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap until I have some pink on my brush, and then I'm going to tap that off onto my hand just to kind of evenly distribute the product, and then I will go onto my cheek to see if we can very lightly build up this pigment, because I do want a fun pop of blush, but I don't want it to be too much too fast, because it's much easier to add on than it is to take off. So I put a little bit of darker powder around my under eye area because it was looking a little bit too bright. So now I feel like it looks a little bit more balanced. I also used my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil because Jaclyn Cosmetics does not have brow products yet. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips first so we can kind of base the eye look off of the lips, because I know I want to use the lip liner in the shade Cupcake. I love this lip liner. It's fantastic. It's my favorite shade, at least so far. I've tried them all, but this one I just was instantly drawn to because it's a really pretty kind of like pinky nude, super me. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this along the edge of my lips, my lip line, and then kind of blend it onto my lips, and then we're gonna go in with a lip oil on top just to kind of add some color but still keep things a little bit more subtle. So I'm just taking my finger to blend that lip liner, and then once we have some pigment on our lips, I'm going to take the lip oil in Rosé Drip and pop this right on top. I love this lip oil. It's so juicy, so shiny, and there are 4 shades. I don't know if these are still available, but if not, she definitely needs to bring these back. Also, I wanted to mention my purple shampoo totally overtoned my hair, like right here and here. I don't know if I just didn't wash it out all the way or what, but we have some purpley silver hair here, so we're just gonna ignore that. But now we're zoomed in so we can work on the eyes, and of course We will be using the Luxe Legacy palette. This palette is stunning. It's a beautiful neutral palette. I've used this several times and I've enjoyed it every single time. We're gonna do something a little bit more natural today because I kind of want the focus to be the, you know, bronzer, kind of like blushy type look, like very summery, glowy. Summer is what we're going for, and I don't think of a lot of eyeshadow when I think of summer, so we are going to take a blending brush. This is the E23, and I'm just gonna go in with this brown color right here. It's called Farm Girl, and I'm going to, oh, you know what, we didn't use eyeshadow primer. We gotta use the eyeshadow primer first. This is the first base eyeshadow primer, and this is a really interesting eyeshadow primer. It's very, very sheer. You apply it on with the wand. It's super sheer. It does not add any coverage, but once you blend it, it starts to kind of dry down. So it goes from a liquid, very sheer, almost like slick feeling liquid, and it dries down, and then you have a really nice base to work with to build your eyeshadow on top of. I definitely used too much on this side, but it's very thin, very slippery, almost blends into nothing, it feels like. So I'm gonna blend this out, let it kind of dry on my lid for a couple of seconds, and then go in with some eyeshadow. So I just put that kind of bronzy matte brown shade in my crease, and then I'm gonna take French Silk, which is this light shimmer shade, and I'm just gonna put that kind of all over the lid, and I think that's gonna be it for this look. I'm using a brush from Morphe. This is a Jaclyn and Morphe brush. All of my blamed brushes, like shader brushes, are dirty at the moment, so we're using Jaclyn and Morphe, which is fitting for this video. But I'm gonna take that and just kind of go all over my lid. Like I said, we're keeping it really simple today, very bright and light on the eyes, just something to kind of add a little pizzazz, but also not take away from the like complexion of the look. I don't know, I just think it's nice and glowy and fun and very natural summery vibes here. Next we have highlighter, and I'm going to go in with one of these cream highlighters. These were from the summer collection last year, I want to say. Was that last year? 2021, I think. I don't even remember, but I have Glazed Out, which I think this might be the one that I use. And then I also have this one here, which is called Star Power. I think I'm just gonna go with the lighter one just to take it all the way there. And I'm going to take an F20, no, this is not the right brush. An F25. I accidentally picked up my E23. I was like, that doesn't look right. My F25, and we're going to go into this highlighter. I don't know how intense it's gonna be right away. Oh wow, look at that. That is so pretty. So natural and like glowy and wet looking. Oh my goodness. If you like that natural, like dewy highlight effect, this type of highlighter, these like putty type highlighters, are the way to go because they stay put all day. You don't have to worry about, you know, a liquid not sitting properly on top of powders, and they're just so intense and you get that liquid highlight effect. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Extra. This is the loose highlighter. These are, I forget what they're called, like the beam highlighters or something like that. Extra is the lightest shade. I'm gonna pop a little bit of this on my inner corner. Then we will set the face with some All Set setting spray. Go in with some mascara, which we don't have Jaclyn Cosmetics mascara yet, but hopefully we will soon. And then I will come back to you guys with my final thoughts. Alright guys, so here's the finished look. I think it came out super cute and summery. It's very glowy and natural. Definitely something that I could see myself wearing on an everyday basis. I love how everything turned out. Like I said, the only non-Jaclyn Cosmetics products that I used were mascara and brows, because she doesn't have those, and then foundation, because she really doesn't have a foundation. She only has the skin tint, the blurring skin tint, which I don't even have the proper shade, so I just really couldn't use this. And you know, try my best, I guess I could say. But yeah, I love how the makeup turned out. I think it looks really cute. I love that setting spray. I love everything. I feel like from the products that I used today, I don't really use the concealer too often. I feel like it's not my favorite concealer. There's definitely other concealers that I prefer. I just like a creamier concealer, one that's not as dry. Not that it's makes my under eyes look dry, I just like the blendability factor of other concealers. For example, some that I love, this one right here from Revlon, this is the full coverage concealer. I love this. It's super creamy. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That's my type of preference when it comes to concealer. I still think this is a great concealer and I still would use it, but I typically don't choose this over some of my other ones. The blush, I'm glad we chose a different color, very fun and pink. The highlighter, typically I would go for Iced. This is my go-to highlighter from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I love this product, but I tried to do something different, so that's why we went in with the putty highlighter, which again I still loved. Super glowy. I don't know that I would use this like if I was going for a more matte look. Like, I feel like it makes my skin look wet, which is perfect for the look I was going for, but I could see a time and place for this one, whereas Iced, love it all the time. The cream bronzer, I am going to put this Naked cream bronzer in my everyday makeup drawer because it is so beautiful, so easy to blend. I used it on top of powder. I love this and I love the color. I think there's like 5 shades. I really hope this is still available because it's great and I would totally recommend this. This kind of like reignited my love for this product, but I would still also totally recommend these, and I know that these are still available. As far as powder goes, I enjoy her powders a lot. She has so many different powder options. She has the glowy powders, which I tend to use these as highlighters. This is in the shade Do Me. This is the luminous powder. I just think it's a little bit too luminous for me to put all over my face, but I love using this as a subtle highlighter. I also love using Extra as an inner corner highlight. This stuff is intense. I don't really use it on my cheekbones too often, but as a little inner corner pop, I think it's beautiful. And yeah, the eyeshadow primer is great. The palette is great. The settings, this isn't the setting spray, but the setting spray is great. It has a very like herbal kind of like spa-like fragrance, which I really enjoy, and it really gets a nice soak going on your skin. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favorite Jaclyn Cosmetics products are. Which ones should I use in upcoming videos? Which ones, like, you know, that I didn't use today? What would you like to see in upcoming videos or in my everyday makeup drawer? I will be filming one of those soon, but I feel like this was a pretty successful makeup look today and I'm really happy with it. So that's gonna be it. Like I said, everything will be linked down below as far as like anything that's available still, and my Jaclyn Hill collection video in case you guys haven't seen it. But that's gonna be it. I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.